kidslikeus. Welcome to Ep.7. LGBTQ, the homeless epidemic. Stay tuned.
Coming out is probably one of the hardest things to do, especially when you know you're not going to be accepted. It's scary as shit taking those steps by yourself. It's either be alone for living your truth or live unhappy. At least that's how it was for me and a few of my peers. I know I always speak on self-love, but it took me a very long time, and it took a lot of my peers a very long time to get there. And there's not one human on this earth who doesn't want to be accepted for living in their truth.
Having a support system is probably key. It's prior to anybody's life as a whole, as a person. Coming out in general is scary, it's hard. But the second you come out and you realize you don't have that support system, you're on your own. And at the end of the day, you're by yourself because you have nobody to turn to talk to vent to understand. Did you know that there's a homeless epidemic going on in New York City as a whole? At least 40% of the homeless population is the LGBTQ community. So majority of gays, lesbians, transgenders, you name it, they're out on the streets right now. On top of that, how old are you? They're around your age. I'm 23. There's kids probably from 13 and on that are out on the streets right now because their families don't accept them. It's either
The LGBTQ youth homeless epidemic has been an issue since at least 1969. It has increased more and more each year. At least 40% homeless youth of last year was LGBTQ. A lot of kids flee their homes and flock to cities in New York City where more resources are available, but many of them end up on the streets, mostly around downtown and Manhattan or the Pier. It's mind-blowing for me to imagine a worse and more harmful expression of homophobia and transphobia in our time than the fact that there are hundreds and thousands of kids who are being rejected by their family and put on the streets, where they turn to escorting, drugs, or worse, their own death. I was born and raised in a Jewish West Indian household. Let's just say my mom was very strict. The thought of coming out to her took an emotional toll on me for the longest. I had even prepared a letter for her with the idea that I would have to pack my bags the very same day. I never even came out to her, to be honest. She just eventually picked up on it and eventually accepted me for who I am. It was a very hard emotional road not having a support system, but I was one of the lucky ones. You know, a lot of people look at me and they think I have it all figured out because I work 2 jobs and I miss the bright side and all of that. And granted, I am a very optimistic being. I do try to shed light into everyone's life because I don't want anyone to ever feel as shitty as I did or as I can feel. I'm going to share something with you guys that I don't really like talking about. I'm a recovering addict. Heroin was my drug of choice. I attempted suicide a couple of times in my life. I've overdosed. I've been in and out of rehab throughout my teenage life, in and out of therapy. I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety when I was 14 years old. I've dealt with self-abuse. You name it. I've been down that road, but I couldn't let the world eat me alive. I had to bounce back. And granted, it was not easy, and it's never easy for anyone that's a part of this community to just bounce back. It's probably one of the hardest things to do, because at the end of the day, you still have those fears, you still have the anxiety, you still have the depression, you still have it. It doesn't go away. You have to just walk through the darkness until you see the light. And for me, it took me until I was 21 years old to get to the light. Because once you get to that dark spot, that dark place, it is very hard to get back to the light. I am speaking from personal experience, and also witnessing it from my peers as well that went through the same thing. It's not an easy road, but this is exactly why I'm trying to spread awareness to this, so you guys know that this is a free space, this is a safe space. You guys could come, comment, talk to me, anything you guys need. I'm always all ears. You don't have to feel like you have to do this alone. This is Kids Like Us. We're just like you, and we're here to listen.
Like, comment, subscribe. #KidsLikeUs coming at you.